Tuesday, the Democratic Convention hosted a $30,000 seat per person fundraiser for President Obama in Harlem at the Red Rooster, owned by celebrity chef Marcus Samuelson. His visit was met with mixed reactions from young people who braved the cold while waiting to get a glimpse of the president.
People are not dying of alcoholism, and my people also. My people also are dying. We did it to ourselves. We don't make the liquor, brother. You don't know what you're talking about.
You thought you were going to see Obama? You wanted to see Obama, right?
I really want to see him, but now it don't look like...
Like maybe just a glimpse, like 30 seconds, but not to see him at all. Thought he would have waved before he came or went in.
When you get young black kids that want to see a president, let them see him.
How does it feel that he's actually came here? How do you feel about that?
I didn't think that he was going to come. I didn't know.
For us, it's an honor for us and for him to see that all these people are out here for him is crazy.
To those who were using Obama's presence as an opportunity to show their disappointment with his work.
Because 288 Americans died on a plane that he had a bomb put on, and we should bomb the shit out of him.
For Obama to come to Harlem and have a 30,000 plate dinner is an insult to African people, not only in Africa, but here. How can we have a program, the People Survival Program, that we constantly feed people on 125th and 5th Avenue every second Friday. We feed up to 500 people. So that means that in Harlem, I know for a fact there's a 75% homeless and hunger rate going on right here in Harlem. Harlem is a third world country. So how can we allow the government to set up here and serve plates for 30,000 when they're dropping bombs for almost 150 million when it takes 50 million to build a school? It takes less than 100 million to keep us in housing. You know, why not direct that money there?
1/4 of the homeless population is retired veterans. Okay, that's how we treat our vets. That's how we treat our vets. We send them out to war to fight for our freedom, and then they come home and then they're homeless.
That's where we embrace.
Come on, man.
With no benefits.
With no benefits. Come on, man. You know better, Obama. Do your job, man. Do your job.
Obama's presence also sparked heated dialogues about race.
As a Harlem man, a white man in Harlem, what is your definition? What is your definition walking with a sign as a house Negro? What is your definition?
I'm going to use Malcolm X's, okay?
Oh, man.
I'm not going to use this definition. Why don't you be quiet for a second?
Yeah, but you don't tell me to be quiet when I'm talking. When I
I'm
let you talk,
answer your question.
when I let you talk, I let you talk. But when I'm talking to you, you're stopping. You're not comprehending.
Tell me when you want me to answer the question.
We've been watching you answer. You ain't answered nothing yet.
You're fucking screaming.
If you keep interrupting him, then
You don't want.
I got you.
You don't want an answer. You don't want an answer.
The answer is not quoting what Malcolm X said.
An answer.
The answer is what's in your heart and in your mind.
I'll give you an answer in my heart.
Malcolm X is not right here with us.
Yeah, he is.
Spiritually, he is. Yeah, but he's not speaking through you. You're giving me your own opinion.
He speaks to everybody who's oppressed. Okay?
Jesus Christ, then.
You think there's no white people that are oppressed?
White is not the color of your skin doesn't determine what's in your heart and what's in your mind. So don't tell me about white. You just said white people. You just said white.
You brought up white.
Because you got a sign that says House Negro in Harlem.
That's a political term.
What is political about? You got to understand it.
That's a political term.
Understand it, man. It is.
That is a
House Negroes, man.
So obviously you don't have any politics.
Listen, if I don't have any politics, if I don't understand, enlighten me.
Okay. In my opinion, I will not use Malcolm X.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I had a brother who was in Vietnam. He came back. Nobody helped him. He explained to me the drugs in the body bags during Vietnam. And I understood that the CIA puts drugs in poor neighborhoods and the schools are terrible.
That is true.
They do not teach them what's really going on. But I grew up in Garden City, Long Island, where you don't learn anything. In a conservative, racist Long Island. My parents are racist. They didn't want me to talk to black people. I had to learn on my own, through my heart, what happened to my brother who passed away of AIDS. I'm not saying that because the camera's here. That affected me. That bothered me. Okay? So I wanted to know about the system and why people don't know about the real America. And why there are political prisoners. And why the drug war is not addressed by any politician. Obama is pro-death penalty. Obama has done nothing about the drug war. He can't even mention. He has never mentioned poverty. They just mentioned in the news the percentage of black people in Harlem that do not have jobs, of black men who do not have jobs. The unemployment rate in Harlem for black young men is rising and going higher and higher. No one's talking about it except for maybe Charles Barron. I was at a march where Charles Barron spoke and I helped organize him with the Freedom Party. And so that's what it means in my heart, that I should stand up as a privileged born white person in Garden City, that I should speak up for other people. I did not mention Malcolm X. Is that fair? That's where my heart is coming from. Is that an answer?
Everything happens for a reason. That's all I was asking. You see what I'm saying?
James David Manning in the Outlaw World Missionary Church sparked community outrage as he, along with his congregation, lined the blocks with signs harshly attacking the president.
We're out here on 125th Street. President Obama is arriving for a fundraiser. Why are you and your congregation out today?
Well, we're here to make a statement. I think 3 parts. Number one is that Obama is not eligible to serve this nation as his president, mainly because he is constitutionally barred from doing so, having been born in Kenya, and cannot demonstrate that he is a U.S. citizen, which the Constitution requires. That's number one. Number two is that he has committed several fraudulent acts. He is not a graduate of Columbia University, as he states, not under the circumstances that most people would have to have graduated. During the years he alleged to have gone there, he was actually a CIA agent working with the Mujahideens in Afghanistan when the Russians invaded it in the early 80s, late 70s actually. And the other thing is that he's a Muslim, and I think it ought to be clear. The world needs to be clear, and that's why we're here. I think that the best thing for him to do would be to resign his office, admit what he has done, and let the nation get on to healing, because this matter about his eligibility is not going to go away on its own. I think because so many other people are involved in it, it is probably difficult for him, but that would be the best thing to do.
What do you think about him being in Harlem for a fundraiser when there's a crisis going on around the world?
Well, you know, this is the first time he's come to Harlem since 2008 when he appeared at the Apollo during the campaign. He doesn't have a love for black people. He just doesn't. He never demonstrated it. He's not supported many of the black candidates, especially Bill Thompson, when he was running for mayor. And he actually told David Patterson not to run for governor. So I find this is nothing but a farce. It's just one more of his maniacal and evil tricks.
I have to be clear to black people that we can't get caught in the age-old trap of us against us, because Obama doesn't make decisions. He only carries out decisions that have been made. All right. So we have to be careful of that.
Obama is no more than an administrator of the government at the top spot. He's an administrator. He's a civil servant, the same civil servant that Bush was. Obama's not taking liberties like the Bush administration. The black people have got more information with Obama's administration than all the years that Bush was in office. And he's always accountable for everything he do. Half of the America didn't even know where Bush was going to run down to Texas and maybe do a little barbecue. So Obama is doing his job.
Like any other manager, he's going to do what he's told to do. You see, we have to understand, if a car doesn't work and you constantly change the driver and not change the car, then we can't expect different changes. So the car that we call America hasn't worked in over 500 years. So why do black people expect the driver changing to change the situation of the car? Malcolm told us 60 years ago, anything north or south of the Canadian border is down south. You know, whether it's Democrat or Republican, the end result is the oppression of African. And the African will not get out of this position until we learn to do for self.
You got to stop identifying as if you're working class for the Democratic Party. 1 minute. That's a fool. Democratic Party is getting actually more money from the corporations at this point than the Republicans. They're getting money from the oil companies, the landlords, the military-industrial complex, the prison-industrial complex. They are puppets And you have to get out of the MK Ultra mindset of voting for Democrats because you saw on TV a lot of black people in the civil rights movement went into the Democratic Party. That was a mistake. Some of the Panthers went into the Democratic Party. That was a mistake. And the rulers that be planned that. I'm an anarchist, but if you have to vote, at least don't vote for these two corporate parties that are putting poor people in jail.
I feel bad that all these people coming to protest, that's our president. If you need to see him, you need to see him. If y'all don't like him, then just get out, like don't come.
It's time for us as a community to come back together and to start to focus and to educate each other and stop beating each other down. And just because we're here criticizing Barack doesn't mean we're beating a brother down. It means we're getting the truth out. Okay? Whether he was black, white, or purple, the bottom line is he's not doing the job right. The bottom line is we spent $600 million in Libya in the first week when we could have used $600 million in the hood right here. That's the bottom line.
Around 8:25 p.m., Obama left the fundraiser and went over to Studio Museum in Harlem for a private reception. Overall, Obama's visit to Harlem was memorable, and in spite of what some may say about the president, he is still very much liked by many.
So Obama is doing his job. He's doing his job. And if anything, if you attack Obama, attack him on substance.
I think that the best thing for him to do would be to resign his office, admit what he has done, and let the nation get on to healing.
If I had a word to speak to Obama, I would tell him, first of all, you are my brother. And as a Muslim, to a man who is a Muslim who knows better, you need to do what you know is right. Do what we know God says is right, number one. Number two, look at the situation you're in. We know this brother may have good intentions, but he has to be careful of the people that he shares his bed with.
I got your back.
I've seen love in the eyes of a perfect stranger. Leaves me to wonder, when will this all come to an end? Will there ever be a day when men stop fighting against men? Woo! Tears hit the dirt, signify pressure and pain. Same place the tree grows and that's a sign of change. Everlasting love is up for the take. So if you ain't doing it for yourself, do it for the children's sake. Lord, please have mercy. Let's show glory. For the words that we speak, Lord, please save me. The devil's trying to take my soul. Plead my cause, oh Lord, we be coming home. I'm in the dark, lead me to the light, oh Lord. Be my shield, lead me through the fight, oh Lord, I pray, yeah, pray. Lord, I pray, yeah, pray. Lord, when the going get rough, you don't give up. When the dirty get tough, you don't give up. When it seems there's no way out, you don't give up. In your feet, you've lost your route, you don't give up. And though life's been hard, you don't give up. And it's still hard.